into the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing after shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hey,
It's the truth.
it's all right. Not the way it hurts. Oh,
It's those lies. It's those lies.
it's the lies. Yeah, it is.
I love the way it hurts.
Hey, lies.
Love the way it hurts. Got me
What's
in
up,
my
ladies
feelings
and
over
gentlemen?
here.
It is the one and only Catfish
Yeah.
after show.
And we're back.
We're back.
New
It is
season.
5.
New people.
Season 5, new people is going down. I'm really excited because I really love the show. Watching it since season 1.
Yeah.
They did this like last season. They kind of broke it up. Had 2-part season. So we're at season 5. I'm loving how it's starting. It's getting cracking already. They coming with it already. It's going down. I am your host, Lem Gonsalves. You can find me always at The Poet Saint, all day, every day. And of course, I'm not here by myself. I'm always have my family, my people with me.
I got your back
And
like a
right to my
chiropractor.
left right now
Yeah.
is my boy, Jimmy V. Bear. What's up, man?
Hey man, what's happening, brother? What's happening?
up?
Feels good to be back.
See, look what
and
happened.
it's your boy Jimmy V here with my boy Lem.
Yeah.
I'm on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook at B. You're on that, but I can see that you are excited that you're
I'm so
dropping
excited.
things over here, man.
I'm knocking over the mics, man. It's crazy.
That's
It's
all
crazy.
good though. That's good energy that we got
Yeah,
for
yeah.
this show here. So.
Well, we need high energy because, this is season 5.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, there are still people that are getting catfished.
It's 2016. I mean, it's not that hard to look up a person on Google or at least on Instagram.
Well, I mean, okay, so let's really break this down real quickly. I think what ends up happening is there's a lot of times where people, no matter what the case is, and we've seen this before,
Yeah.
is they get so locked in and infatuated with someone and they fall in love with this person that it's almost scary to really dig because they don't want to, find out the truth.
It's like it's so good you don't want it to end.
Right,
So
exactly.
you don't even care anything else. So
That's what I'm thinking.
oh snap!
Wait,
Allow
hold on.
him to reintroduce
Wait,
himself.
hold on.
Hey,
Wait, do we have someone else in the studio?
Do we?
Wait, hold on. We have a
Do
late,
we?
have a late entry.
Oh my
Huh?
God.
This is a late entry.
Super late entry. What's
Ladies
up,
and
what's
gentlemen,
Good
it's
Playboy.
none other than Nino Llanera.
Nino.
What's up,
Oh, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy Nino Llanera. You can catch me at Nino Llanera on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. 4 accidents
Yeah.
on the 405.
Yeah,
and
that's
welcome to California traffic,
And
man.
a paparazzi chase.
Oh,
Whoa.
I don't know who was in the car, but it was a Rolls Royce. But there was like paparazzi chasing after it.
Interesting.
Oh, snap.
Interesting.
Okay.
So I had a crazy
Yeah.
time to get here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel you. I feel you. No, I'm not mad. We're not mad. You got here just in time, Nino.
Oh yeah, because the show's just
Yeah.
popping off now.
Yeah,
man.
we were
okay.
just getting ready to break it all the way down, and we were really talking about just kind of giving an overview of this whole catfish situation, how it's still going on in 2016.
Right,
This
right.
is season 5. People are still getting catfish. People are still getting duped, and I'm saying that it's a situation where people, I think, are scared to really look
Yes.
up the people because they know it's probably not that right person or not the person they're talking to, or there's something more than what meets the eye or what they're getting from that person. But I think they fall in love with what's going on. They get attached. These people help them through these problems.
Right.
And so I think they're nervous and scared to really look. And so it's easy for them to just be like, well, I'll just keep it going as long as they keep it going.
Man, listen, I'm single. I don't want to be single, but reason why I'm single is I need video feed at least after a week of talking, okay? Because if not, I don't know who I'm talking. I could be talking to the boogeyman, okay? I got no idea, so I just have to see who I'm talking to with and know for sure this is you.
So let's be real though. So like from last season and seasons past, most of these, I would say maybe like 85% of these people have issues that they're dealing with.
Sure.
Self-esteem issues, just issues in their life that they're dealing with.
Right.
And I think that's a big reason why psychologically they don't want to step up to the plate and realize that this is a situation.
Sure.
This is a catfish. You know what I mean?
Especially in a episode like this one where the LGBT community is so involved. There is really it's a large but small community of people. So especially if you're looking for someone in that type of small, the first one you find you just might keep.
Right.
That's true. That's true. And before we really break this episode down, I want to make sure that you can follow along with us. We live stream this show, and you can use the hashtag ABTV Catfish. Use that when you want to talk about what's going on, and we, checking it out, and give us some commentary. We got an engineer in the back holding it down.
Oh yeah,
he might even like pop up and say, "Hey, so and so wants to know what's going on." So make sure you use that in commentary, and we'll keep the conversation going on. So this particular episode, again, this is the first episode of season 5. We are introduced. This is the first time that I remember where he actually opens up an email from the Catfish office. Right. The casting office. And the reason why the casting office is sending this email, because, they get, we had the one of the casting directors on last season, and he kind of broke down how much information they're getting, how many emails they get. It's crazy, and they got to pour through all that stuff. And then they basically filter it and give it over to Nev and Max, basically to go in and, try to make the show happen. Yeah. And so this comes from, that department. And basically the reason why they're sending it to them, because it's a first. Right. They basically have 2 people writing in about particularly the same person. Right. Which is crazy.
It's nuts, but you know what? I'm glad they opened up this season with that, because remember how we were talking about before the last season ended? Right. Like it's a constant thing. It's almost getting a little old. You can't believe that they're getting more stories and more new things to talk about. Right. But this being a love triangle type situation makes it even more interesting. I was like, oh, okay, Catfish, you just reeled me back in. Right. Exactly.
All right, I'm gonna play devil's advocate for a little bit.
We love that though. We love that.
Network. Cable television. So many people watch this show. Nev has over, I don't know how many followers, but the Catfish brand has grown dramatically. Sure. You telling me, out of all those fans and people who like the show and that might just want to get on the show just to get on the show, you think that they would find the perfect love triangle on their own?
What do you mean find it on?
Oh, you mean you think there was digging into the situation?
Yeah, I think they might have planned a little something just so the story might all entangle.
Well, I'll put it like this. I mean, that very well could be the case because they get so many. And what I think happened is in times past that probably has happened before, but it wasn't something that was able to come to light, because you got to remember that they could go start taping a story and it could not pan out the way they need, and it never makes air. So this could be an example where it actually did play out and it happened to make it work and make it on air. So that's what we're seeing. So, I mean, I'm just going to go on the notion that whether it was something that they held on to and it's like, okay, we're going to hold that on to, break up, half season 5. I appreciate it just because it is something different. Right. Because it's like, how, again, people are still getting Catfish. What other kind of spin can you do on this?
Yeah, something different is definitely much needed, because I did like this show, but it's season 5. We're seeing the same exact things we've seen in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Like, versus switch it up somehow. It's like you've grown, you know?
Well, Josiah was real this time.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, that made it even better. Like, that was who he said he was.
No, that was true. And that's another thing I appreciate about this, because most of the time, and they've even said itself, 90% of the time, 95% of the time, it's not the right person. Right. It's not the person that they're saying they are, Yeah. So for it to be the person and then to have this triangle going on, that was officially going down, that's, pretty crazy.
Right.
Right?
What about, this is totally off subject, but during the commercials of the show, Suspect, that other show, I was like, this is like the horror story of Catfish. Like, there was a couple episodes like that last season or whatnot, but like, I'm looking into this, I'm like, is this Catfish? What's going on? Because Nev was in it, right?
Yes.
And it was kind of like the same thought process. I'm like, it's funny. I feel like they, they definitely spun it off of some of the horror stories that they've received.
Oh, it's like Catfish 2.0.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
For sure.
Oh,
for
well,
sure.
I watched the episode online, so I don't know about
It's
the
called
commercials.
Suspect.
Yeah.
That's gonna
Suspect,
be interesting.
okay.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. Yeah, it airs right after. So, starting with the story again, we have, they get the email, and then what ends up happening is they first hear the story about DJ. And he's from St. Louis, and he says he's been in a relationship with 7 years.
That's a long time.
Right, with this guy named Josiah from Philly.
Yeah.
And then in the same story, there's a guy named Malik who is from Charlotte, and he says he's been in a relationship with Josiah for 5 years.
5 years.
So these are two long-term, long-distance relationships that they, believe that they're in. So, of course, that right there just goes to show that he's not in a committed relationship. Because if he's talking to two people and he has them, who else knows what's going on.
Exactly.
And we find that out later. So what they end up doing is they end up going, they call DJ, on Skype. They talk to him. They actually end up trying to contact Malik as well. He doesn't answer the phone right away. They leave a message. So what they say was, let's go to St. Louis and let's go to DJ and let's go holler at him. So they go to St. Louis. They talk to DJ. He gives the whole story. He talks about how, he met on an online dating website. And then, they got to know each other. They start talking. And all these, I want to say 100% of these cases, this person on the other end is helping them through something.
Right.
And you just kind of mentioned that earlier, where they're going through something in their life. They're struggling with something, whether it's insecurities, whether it's a death in the family. Something is going on. They need somebody to talk to, somebody to listen to. That person ends up being that for them. And then the relationship ensues, and then they fall in love, and all of these things tend to happen as a result of that. And so in that case, that's exactly what happened. There was no difference with that, right? So they get a hold of Malik finally, and they talk to him. He says he's willing to talk. And so they actually end up talking with Malik with DJ right there, which is weird.
I know.
Because
How that
that's
went
right? So they're
perfectly.
talking to DJ. He's pouring out his heart about this guy. And then they put Malik on the phone, and he's like, yeah, I've been talking to him too. I've been in a relationship for 5 years. And you see, and it's funny, DJ's making all these faces like, what? Huh? The faces he was making the whole entire time episode was hilarious.
I mean,
because he kept getting shots.
Right.
Do you know how long 5 years is?
Yeah.
We're talking high school plus a year of college, okay? I mean, we're talking...
Yeah,
like how
some
you laid
people
it out.
don't stay married 5 years.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, it's a long time, especially when you're dealing with a relationship. And so they talk to Malik. So then they decide as a whole, well, hey, let's all go down to Malik's spot and in Charlotte, and let's holler at him. So they go to Malik's house. All of them are in tow. Again, this seems super awkward. And this is where the faces come in, because Malik starts telling his side of the story, that he has with Josiah.
Right.
And so he starts talking, and DJ's talking the whole time like, what? Huh? Because a lot of the same things that he's saying is that he had, these talks with Josiah as well. So it's the same type of thing, on and off relationship, discussing intimate details, like
Getting mad,
all
walking
that
on
kind
that
of
stuff,
stuff.
right.
All that's going on. But one of the things that Malik knew that DJ was not privy to was that Josiah has a child.
Right.
And that's what he said.
That was big for
That was
big
huge.
for DJ.
Yes, it
Because
was.
he had no idea. That never came up in conversation, never came up at all. So he's just like, what?
Yeah.
So he's really tripping. And I mean, it was interesting, even though it was very awkward, it was cool that the fact that they both kind of had the common ground, like, hey, there's somebody we both care about. Let's kind of get the bottom of this together. Let's try to work this out.
Although DJ's face when Malik was like, I thought, he was saying that I was the only one, not the only one, but I was the one that he was going to rock with the whole time. And DJ's face was like, no, I was with him for 7 years.
Slow down there.
Exactly.
I was here first.
Yeah, I was there first.
Right.
You can see that tension throughout the whole time of them discussing it, and even when
Oh
they...
yeah,
when
I mean,
they
I'm
see-
not saying it was still uncomfortable. I'm
Yeah.
just saying
Very uncomfortable.
They decided to, at some point work together instead of just being like, well, I'm not going to do it.
Right.
Because they could have easily done that.
Right.
But the fact that they decided, like, okay, well, let's come together. But yeah, it was extremely awkward. I didn't expect them to be best buds. I didn't expect them to kumbaya at all.
What do you think if it was 2 females in that situation?
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't want to get in trouble.
girl fight?
Yeah,
No.
exactly.
I don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah. I must plead the fifth on that one. Right. I plead the fifth on that one. But Regardless, so they come together, they compare notes. So they end up calling Josiah, right?
Yeah.
Nev calls Josiah. He's like, "Hey, this is a situation. I'm Nev from Catfish, like he always does. I understand."
Which too, I think he needs to say it more confidently. Yo, this is Nev from Catfish.
Well, no.
Hebe, hey, this is Nev.
Well,
I don't know if you heard about my show, Catfish.
Well, no, I mean, I like the way he does that. Reason why is because it's very unassuming. I think when you come, if you come heavy at somebody, this person is lying, right? The whole reason why they're on the show is they're lying. Whether they're lying about who they are, or they're lying about things that's happened, they are lying, right? Yeah. So to come at them super forceful, like, I'm Nev from Catfish.
I'm talking about boom, boom, boom. Hey, yo, Nev is
here.
I'm coming to get you. Yeah, right.
They're going to be like, nah, I'm good.
That's true, though.
No, Nev still tried to butter them up so he could talk to them and make sure that they do come and they do meet.
No, I think he's good at that, as talking to them, and he's just like, hey, is it cool? Like, he's very, very passive with it.
Right.
But at the same time, he's trying to reel them in, because a lot of times, and we've seen this in past, episodes where they'll be like, nah, I'm good. He's like, well, they've been 2 years or 3 years, they've been talking to you. It's kind of like now or never. Like, he most of the time, he gets them in.
He should be a lawyer.
You know what I'm saying? So
he will get the jury in a second.
And I think, too, the fact that the whole show is based around, what he went through, and they made the movie out of it.
That's right.
He empathizes, specifically with these people.
Right.
And so I think he knows how to talk to the other person on the other line and basically like, yo, let's just come clean. Let's just get it all out in the open.
You think he still sympathizes with them after 5 seasons of this?
I think so.
You know why? Because he ended up being friends with his catfish.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So I think he takes that to heart, and I think every time he does this, he hopes that it'll turn out good.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And sometimes it does.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
actually, yes. Sometimes it does. They become
you never know.
best friends. They still talk, but then other times they
does not
lose all.
It does not. So he's talking to Josiah. So Josiah immediately, something's up, because he immediately says, "You cannot come to Philly.
Right.
You cannot come to Philly. Like, you're not coming to Philly." Because he knows what's coming. He's like, "Oh, you guys want to come here?" So before Nev even says, "Hey, can we meet you down there?" He's like, "I'm not coming to Philly. I got too much stuff going on," which means I got stuff I'm hiding. Translation. So then he basically says, "I will come down to meet you guys." So they're like, "Okay, well, we can handle that." So what happens is they're waiting for him, to come. And, of course, everyone is tripping because they see cars go by. They think it's him. It's not. And the guys, Dejay and Malik, they think he's playing. Right. They think like, nah, he's playing. He's not going to come. Right. This is another game he's playing. He's trying to stall, whatever. And I was thinking the same thing, too. I'm like, he said he was going to come down there. I can see him not coming and just standing everybody up. Lo and behold, a taxi pulls up. And he gets out.
Right.
And the shocker is that it's him.
Right.
Right.
Mark and all.
Right. And I'm just like, this is crazy, because I totally was getting ready for it to be some other person.
Right.
Because he already said that he had lied, as far as Dejay, I don't think with Malik, but with Dejay, he sent a different picture first. And then he said, no, this is really me. I was lying. This is me. But, who knows? That could have been another ploy, right? Yeah. So I thought it was going to be someone totally different. It was him. And Nev was shocked. The guys were shocked. They were just like, oh, my gosh, it's him. All this kind of stuff. So what did you guys think when you saw that?
When I saw...
Go ahead.
All right, hold yourselves, guys.
Okay.
I wasn't surprised that the whole story came actually together. I was surprised it was 3 black guys.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
You thought the other Catfish wouldn't be a black guy?
First time we've seen on Catfish. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm not. But that we saw 3 black guys in that situation. And it's real interesting because it's an interesting topic when you speak about being gay within the black culture and everything. So the fact that they were able to find that and put that on TV means that we are definitely progressing forward. But once again, I was just surprised.
Okay.
It's always good to see when they put out relationships like that are to other people are unorthodox,
non-conventional.
And not conventional. So it's nice to see that they're giving shine to things like that that's out there in the world. It's 2016, but I thought that he was not going to come Bless you there.
Thank you.
Reason being was because he said that he was going to come so nonchalantly, so quickly.
Right.
Like,
And they said, "Can you hop on a plane tomorrow?" He's like, "Oh yeah, sure."
and he was like,
Right.
let me move some stuff around.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, that was too easy. Like, they got him really easily. You know what I mean? Just to come out there. But I realized at the end, I think he was just tired of the lies, and he just wanted to clear the deceit and kind of just move on with the situation, because obviously it's there in his face already.
Right.
But which is funny though, because either way, this is going to be played on national TV. So what did it matter if they came to you or not?
Right.
You know what I mean? Maybe you could soften the blow and have it taped out here and let everyone know what happened. But either way, it was going to be aired out on TV. So
I think just to piggyback what you said, I do agree with you where he was just tired of the lies. And I think that in most of those cases, when people decide to come clean, you know, and like, okay, you got me, because, you know, it's hard to keep that up, you know, for years. And in this case, this is a long time. Some people, you know, we've seen like 2 years or 3 years or maybe 1 year, you know, and the people are getting frustrated because they're not, 5 and 7 years, he's kept it up. And we find out, you know, we'll get into it in a second, but we find out that he's also in a current relationship that he's been in for 2 years. So not only is he hiding the relationships that he's supposedly in with these two men, and who knows who else he's catfishing, because it's not like, you know, it could have been just, well, he said it was just them two.
Right.
But who knows if that's true.
Benefit of the doubt, maybe it was just
Let's say if it was just them two. So keeping the lies between the two. But then now you got, for 2 years, he's been in a you know, relationship with someone local, and then trying to keep that away. So
that would make sense as to why he said, "Don't come here." Okay.
Right. Which exactly, that's the exact reason why he did
soften the blow.
Exactly. So,
He's like, "All right, you got me there, but I'm gonna still protect here, so I'm gonna go take care of here."
And two, when you get catfish involved, and like I said, because we're in season 5, everybody now knows, you know, pretty much, you know, the show.
Right.
Yeah. So once you say, you know, this is Nev from Catfish, you're like, oh, okay, they got me. You know, it's not gonna, you're not gonna get out of it. If you don't come, they're gonna find you somehow. You're gonna get, you know what I'm saying? Like,
is he like a bounty hunter now?
No, I'm just saying, like,
he's gonna find you.
Right?
Right?
The jig is up, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, okay. I got you.
Like, whether you come or not, it's not going to be the same, because this person, obviously, they were so frustrated with you because you haven't met up with them that they've decided to, you know, bring out the big guns, which is catfish. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's over. So either come clean, but either way, you're not going to be able to continue doing what you're doing. That's what I'm saying. So he comes up, and it's an awkward meeting, of course, because now he's confronted with not one person like you normally see, but 2 people
messing with the same girl,
but and who are very upset at him. And frustrated and all of this stuff, because, you know, they've already been talking and discussing and comparing notes, so they know they've been getting played, you know, by this person, both of them.
Hence why when he first walked up, he didn't even want to give him a handshake, a hug.
Malik did it.
Nope.
DJ was cool. DJ was actually, you know, and maybe it was because he was supposedly in the relationship longer and maybe had more of a connection. I don't know. Malik wasn't having it. He didn't shake his hand. He didn't want to piece him out afterwards. Like, none of that. He was just frustrated. But it was also Josiah that was like, look, I can't take 2 of y'all at once. Like, I need to deal with one of y'all at a time. And there was a couple of times where he was just like, I'm out. You know, like, I'm peacing out. And it was just too much for him. And I could get that. I'm not saying like, oh yeah, he deserved it, because or he doesn't deserve it, because obviously he played these men. So, but the fact that he's, you know, you got to own up to it. So it's a lot to take, but come on, man, like, let's get it cracking. So they finally come to where they can meet and they can talk and dish it out. And of course, you know, the 2 men, as always, they're venting their frustration. And, you know, Josiah, he's very nonchalant. He's very emotionless, which I thought he would at least give more to that. And I think that's probably why not so much DJ, but Malik was really not having it, because it was like there was no remorse. Like, okay, yeah, I played you, and now I'm not going to play you anymore, and okay, thanks. All right, have a good life.
I think that's what kind of pissed me off during the episode, was that he kept on saying, he's like, talk to me like an adult, talk to me like an adult. But yo, Josiah, you're not even giving them time to let them grieve and let them talk and let it out. I would, if that were me, I would let them talk first and just let it all out, then I'll explain myself. And it could be done. At this point, they have the upper hand. They have the right to be yelling at you. And you need to just own up to it and be a man and just, yo, okay, I'll take it for right now, and then I'll explain my side of the story, and it's up to you if you want to deal with it or not.
Sure.
I think he just wanted to get everything off his chest, and he's done.
And then don't.
I agree.
He didn't want to. Yeah, which is why he kept bolting. And if you recognize, they weren't talking about in the midst of the relationship, if anything got heated, he would block him on Facebook. He would do these things where he just run away.
Yeah.
And
he physically ran away.
That's why. Look at that.
Right.
Lem, talk to him.
But yeah, that's how he deals. He doesn't like to deal with confrontation. He's very much against confrontation, and that's what he showed in this type of situation. So I think that, like you said, he wanted to just kind of dump it out, like, okay, I'm out, and not take any flack for it, or, not take any ownership for what he did. Like, he just wanted to kind of leave it out there. He does admit to having the child, which, DJ had no knowledge of, and he was just flabbergasted because he's the one that's, supposedly been with them the longest and didn't know that. And so, he gives the excuse for that. He does, mention that he's in the relationship and what have you. Bottom line is, he basically did this. And he preyed on them. He preyed on their vulnerability. And that's what I think a lot of these people who end up catfishing is they themselves have issues. So what it does to make themselves feel better is they prey on other people's issues. And they say, okay, well, if this person can, come to me and I feel, something about myself, I feel like I have a lot of self-worth now because I got somebody that's doting on me and somebody that's wanting my attention and all of this kind of stuff. And they get something from that. Yeah. And so I think that he was that guy, whatever happened in his past, that dictated him to do that. Because a lot of times it's very, psychological. Things happen in the past, and that's why they do those things. And so with him, who knows? He didn't really open up that much about it.
Yes, which is really interesting because we've seen him previous episodes. They kind of dive into the background to see if anything did go down, but in this particular one they just
and I think it was just because he wasn't going to do it.
No,
I think that's what it was. He was resistant,
and it was an ego from the get. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like it's the whole superiority effect with him. You know what I mean? Like you said, he wanted to prey on them because he wanted to feel superior to the situation, even if he was going through stuff, and I'm pretty sure he was, and issues or whatnot. But with them being so vulnerable and just allowing him to do that for so long, I mean, it was almost like they were his medication. You know? They were his natural medication to come off whatever depression or whatever situation he's going with.
I mean, the fact that you have a relationship of your own, and granted it's only been 2 years, but you would think like maybe if you get in a relationship, okay, now I'm going to leave him alone. But he still kept it up. Right. Even being in his own relationship.
Right. It's deeper.
Yeah. So it's very much deeper.
The fact that they were all long distance relationships too, it does help. I think in his position, if one person isn't giving me attention, I'm gonna go get the attention over here. If they're, I got here, So
and then it's easy to play the game too because you don't have to worry about them coming over or trying to reach you. Like they're long distance, they're not going to show up because they don't know where you live.
Or you can start to block one person if this person starts to get like mysterious and stuff, and then bam,
it's almost like he was switching off. Exactly. One person was getting too much, so then I'm gonna let them cool off, and then I'm gonna just and then go back and forth. Exactly.
Situations he had his burner phone, which he used to contact both of them. You know what I mean?
That's why you can't hate the player. Hate the game.
No, he was definitely playing them, and I feel bad when anybody gets played and they're in that situation.
Oh yeah, it's a horrible.
It's a horrible thing. Yeah. And you could be like, oh well, they knew, and they should have known because of how he was. But I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say this all season. Unless you get into that situation where you need to talk to somebody, you feel there's no one else out there, and you don't have anyone else you feel like you need to go or you have to go to, and this person is there for you. No matter what they say, you're gonna take it because they're giving you what you need. Exactly. Basically to survive in essence. And so that's why they allow it to go on so long and so
Hashtag
long.
Lem note. Got you.
Just saying. So anyway,
I got a question real quick.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So you guys were saying this is season 5. What are they going to do to change things up? Because everyone knows the situation. Yeah. Have they had like celebrities on this show with people that pretend to be them yet? Like
Yes.
celebrity catfishing? Where,
Yes.
Like, someone pretends to be a
There was
celebrity and then they call
somebody
them out?
that pretended to be Bow Wow one time.
Oh, I do remember that.
Yeah, there was somebody that pretended to be Bow Wow. There was also someone,
a model.
I can't remember her name, but yeah, she's a model and I think like a B actress or something like that. Pretended to be her. So yeah, people have been, and there was actually a celebrity on the show who was being catfished.
Yeah.
He was a rapper. In,
Machine Gun Kelly, right?
No. He was a guest. No, this was actually a rapper. He's from.
The one from the group 3-6 Mafia.
No, Nappy Roots. Nappy Roots.
Yes.
Nappy Roots. Yeah.
Oh, but
did not see
that
that
was
episode.
that was a marketing scheme. I mean, his album was dropping next
album was
month.
dropping,
He said, "Let me go on Catfish quick." That's all.
And you know what's funny is that same dude used to be with Stacey Dash.
What?
Yes.
No.
Yes. He used to be with Stacey
I mean, I guess based on the things Stacey Dash has been saying, I guess he made a
But yeah, so if
good
that
choice.
answers, I hope that answers your question. But yes,
Yeah.
it has happened.
Thank you. Lem knows all. Hashtag Lem knows all.
Done.
Lem
That is
does
a
it. I'm
hashtag
telling you.
For this season, y'all.
telling you.
Lem knows all.
Lem got them cliff notes, except there. Lem notes.
Hashtag Lem knows all.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if you need to know all, just hit the hashtag.
Lem
Turn
knows
on the
all.
slow ass music.
Right.
If you need to know more, hashtag
right.
Lem knows.
Lem knows all. You guys are crazy. So I'm really excited about this season. I'm excited to see. I know we got Karuchi coming up.
I do.
Oh, the
I
special
seen you,
guest.
girl.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna need her on the show.
I seen
and I'm
ya.
gonna do 100% to get her here.
I
Let's
like
do
the way
that.
he thinks.
Team
Do
Yes.
100% to
Team
get her
effort.
here.
I'm all about that. I'm all about that. You heard
Karuchi,
that,
you need to
Karuchi?
plug your K-pop.
Yeah.
You need to plug your movies.
Yeah.
I know you were just out of the country, a
Yeah.
little
Oh,
bit ago.
see?
but-
She actually visited Haiti.
Oh,
right?
wow.
She was
With-
there for this All Smiles project. It was
Right,
like-
yes. Which
See,
was
I'll
actually
go.
great because I'm Haitian, so it showed me a different side of her. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, now you can definitely be a
Right.
part
I
of
could talk
my
about
family.
Gucci all day.
You know, that's fine. You know, Mama will love you.
Y'all are wrong. Now she's like, I'm not going on that show.
Just
With
play
them
Karuchi.
guys.
Just playing.
You're the amazing
I'm
philanthropist.
not gonna go. But anyway, I'm excited for the season. It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what they do and the special guests they have. So, you know, MTV, they like to keep it going and they like to keep changing up stuff, and I appreciate that about them. So
Right.
we'll see what happens.
Sounds good.
Ladies and gentlemen, that has been our show for tonight. Make sure you tune in next week because we will be here same time, same channel. Make sure you use the hashtag ABTV Catfish when we're on the live stream. And also, you know, when you're on Twitter and you hit all of us up, use that hashtag and we can keep the conversation going.
Oh, yeah.
You can also use the hashtag Lem Knows All.
Yes, you
If you
Lem
wanna-
knows all.
Better put that.
You know, put me to the test. No, don't do that because I don't know anything.
I don't do good with tests over
Right.
here.
You can find me on social media at the Poet Saint all day, every day. Jimmy, where can they find you, sir?
Oh yeah, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook at Be Your Own Dad. Also have a blog. Check out my blog, BeYourOwnDad.blogspot. You might like something on there. You feel me?
Very dope.
Where
Very
you at,
dope.
Nino?
Once again, guys, it's simple. It's at Nino Llanera on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and Snapchat. Watch my Snapchat from today. It was a long day.
It was a long day. Hashtag it was a long day.
Long day.
That's our show. We'll see you next week.
Deuces, y'all.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.